Part of the journey is the end.
Here we are at the conclusion of the Avengers Endgame. After 22 movies, 11 years. I mean, I was just starting high school when this came out. Like, I never would have imagined the movie that I saw would be as epic as it was. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I don't think this movie will ever be topped. I don't think there's anything that they could do to tie together a better plot, develop better characters than they did in this movie. I mean, how are you going to beat Tony Stark and Captain America, right? Like, how are you going to beat those guys? You can't. And if you can, like, I'm going to be blown away because it was amazing. I mean, this is going to be spoilers, and like I'm getting totally ahead of myself, but so for those of y'all that don't know, Tony Stark dies, right? And like I'm not laughing because it was funny, because like everyone in the theater was crying. You could hear the sniffles. Like that's how tied to the characters, I guess America and the world was, because they developed these characters so well. Like that is amazing. That just shows like how solid of a plot that it was. But now let's get into the actual plot of the movie. So Infinity Wars ended with everyone going to dust. And I remember thinking like, gosh, dang, that stinks. Like what a horrible way to end the movie. And like, cause normally it's like, it ends and like everything works out and the Avengers like, they're all in a circle and it like pans around them and it's legit, you know? But it was kind of hopeless. And I remember like leaving the theater and being like, dang, like that stinks. Like hopefully Black Panther isn't dead because like he's probably one of my favorite superheroes now, you know? And Spider-Man. Spider-Man's pretty cool too. Everyone else that like kind of went away, I could have been like, I could care less a little bit. Although Bucky was legit too, so never mind. They're all pretty awesome. So how'd this work out? And I remember like Ant-Man and Wasp was coming out, so I was like, all right, I guess that's got to be a part of it, you know. But who'd have thought that Ant-Man would have been like the game changer, you know? I know I didn't. I was thinking like Ant-Man, like who the heck is gonna watch a superhero that's an ant? I mean, it's funny even in the movie, someone goes to get an autograph or a selfie with the Hulk, and he's like, hey, you want one with Ant-Man? They're like, nah, I don't even know who you are, you know, like. So anyways, he's got the right idea of going back into time and kind of reversing the whole thing. Tony Stark ends up figuring it out. And I think the coolest thing to me was that normally, like, I guess in Marvel movies, it's like really easy. Like, it's kind of hard. There's like cool fight scenes, but then they like get whatever they want in the end. And this one, like, they actually went into each scenario and they like all ran into problems. And it wasn't like, you know, it was a 10-minute reconnaissance thing. They got all the Infinity Stones back and then like everything's back to normal. That was a majority of the movie, was them going back. And then even when they went back into the scenes, they kind of like connected with other, you know, people that they had relationships with, you know? So like Tony Stark got to see his dad, you know, on his birthday. I was like, how the heck did he know it was like May 1970? It was like, oh, that's his birthday. So like, that was really cool. And then Captain America, seeing like his girl, right? And being like so tempted to like stay in that time. Like what a temptation it is for all of us as well to like look back in the past and be like, oh man, I wish I could go back. And I think that like a reason that we're so drawn to that is because like we can all relate to that so much. Is like, man, the glory days, right? When things were so awesome and like trying to make up time. But I think this movie shows so well you can't. Well, I guess it doesn't, because in the end, Captain America does go back and gets that time back. But you know what I'm saying? Like we all want to make the most out of our time and almost get time back. So that was pretty sweet. Second thing that I really liked, the sacrificial nature of the team. You know, in the trailers, what did they say?
Whatever it takes.
That was like their motto. And a lot of people say that, like, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes, but they don't actually mean it. And it was amazing to see, like, Natasha, how she sacrificed her life for the Soul Stone. And how Hawkeye was, like, willing to fight her. Like, I was totally not expecting them to, like, fight each other to, like, allow one of them to, like, die. You know, like, that was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. And then at the end, like, Tony Stark, how he sacrificed his life for the team. Like, he saw what happened to the Hulk, right? And he was like, you know, gamma radiation, like I'm just a normal guy. But he was willing to take that for the team, even though he had a child, right? Like that's what he wanted more than anything. He wanted to have that legacy. And here he was like ready to give up everything. That definitely shows the development, because like at the beginning, what was he like?
Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
He goes from that to a man that's willing to do anything. And it kind of shows like our own potential character development, like how we can grow in that virtue to become the best we can be. And I really think that's why we like superheroes so much. Third point that I have is the epic moments and quotes. When Black Panther came out and like everything was good, they came in through those Doctor Strange whatever things, and he started chanting. Oh my gosh, like I was in the theater, I was like, heck yeah! Like I was about to chant myself, but everyone would have been like, who the heck is this guy, you know? And my wife would have been like, I'm not with him. And then when Iron Man got the stones and said,
I am Iron Man.
and I was like, oh shoot, I was not expecting him to say that. And then Thor's mom, who had the best quote in the movie, I thought, when she said, a true measure of a person is how they succeed at being who they are. I actually like took out my phone and wrote that down, because I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. I mean, like, so many things in that movie that we could take from. Fourth thing, the best fight scene ever. Oh my gosh, like, it was so epic. I mean, I already showed you guys before, like, the Bombay, right? But it was so cool to see them passing off the gauntlet, right? Handing it off to each other. And, you know, kind of seeing that teamwork makes the dream work, you know? So, the final thing that I really liked, even though I also kind of didn't like it, was how Steve Rogers got that dance. He's my favorite character. I really liked his virtue and always trying to do what was right and everything like that. But yeah, in all the other movies, how they kept flashing back and, like, he kept, you know, thinking about her, and, you know, he went to her funeral and he visited her in the hospital and stuff like that. And it was like, man, like, we all, like, have that desire for love and stuff like that. And to see that, like, fulfilled was, like, crazy. Like, when he was in that room and he saw her through the blinds and was like, ugh, it's like, you're so close, but you can't. Going back to that, like, sacrificial element of it, like, that was crazy. Now, the two things that I didn't like, the first one is, you know, we all would have loved to see Tony Stark live and, like, keep going. And I'm sure there were, like, contractual things and stuff like that. But here Captain Marvel comes into the rescue and, like, plows through the spaceship or whatever it is. And then, like, Thanos can, like, knock her down. Why didn't she just, like, go right through him, like, impale him so he can't put on the gauntlet, right? That would have made it, like, so much easier. And then Tony Stark would have lived. And then, I mean, maybe Captain America would have gone back, but we would have had one more Avenger. The second thing was unnecessary scenes at the beginning. The beginning was, like, kind of slow. And I think it's maybe because they dwelled so much on, like, how everyone was, like, so sad. Like, Captain America was in that little circle, and they slid in that little agenda-driven thing. Like, the guy was going on a date with another guy. It's like, come on. Like, did you have to have that? Like, come on. And then the other thing was, like, Black Widow crying. You know, she had that, like, little teleconference, and then she was, like, so sad. I'm sure that was just, like, kind of filler. They probably did want to get it, like, right over 3 hours, just, like, to say that they did it.
We're going to watch the Avengers.
It's gonna be about like 3 hours, but it's sort of worth it because it's gonna be really good.
I know.
And we're gonna have popcorn.
But this movie already is the 19th highest grossing movie ever in one weekend. So, as I said before, I'm predicting this to be the highest grossing movie ever. They just did an amazing job. You know, it was kind of everything. You know, the family element of it, the action element of it, the, like, emotional side, like, all these things that were so good. Well done, Russo brothers. Hope you all enjoyed this, and check out my sisters trying to catch popcorn in their mouth before the movie. See ya.
We're going to watch the Avengers. Look at that. There it is.
I'm just gonna clean up all this popcorn.
Not me.
That's a good brother right there. Oh. Oh! Wow, defied the odds.